Alright, Doctor Who fans, we got a lot to unpack here about Doctor Who. There's a lot of things that we need to discuss. I was going to originally just do separate videos, but then I was like, do I really want to do that? Do I really want to do that? No, I don't want to do that. It'd be too much work. And you know how people are doing too much work. I don't like doing too much work. So I decided that I want to talk about not the 14th Doctor, the 15th Doctor. I can't pronounce his name, so I'm not gonna say. I'm just gonna call him the 15th Doctor. We're talking about him first in this lineup of videos because Russell T Davies, the guy who writes for Doctor Who and has been a writer for a long time until he left, and then he came back to do David Tennant's Doctor Who. He confirms that Doctor Who Series 14 will be rebranded Season 1. Now, I'm recently a fan, so I don't understand how that works. So we're gonna read about this, cause my brain no comprehend. Okay, just like how everyone kept telling me that I should start off with Eccleston's Doctor, and that I shouldn't start with the very first Doctor Who. And you got a point, cause like, no offense, I can't watch black and white. I mean, I could try. I did watch black and white something. I watched Circus Boy and also The Count of Monte Cristo. I only watched that because of Mickey's dad. But you know that. But I'm rambling. Let's just keep going with this. So, it's a move that could confuse those eager to climb aboard the Doctor Who bandwagon in time for its 60th anniversary, as it further complicates how the long-running program's episodes are organized. Doctor Who first debuted in 1963. And the original run of the show ended in 1989 in season 26. Its first episode was labeled season 1, and, the show ran until 1989, where they also had a TV movie that didn't do so well. However, the 2005's Doctor Who revival didn't follow suit, grouping the adventures of Christopher Eccleston's Ninth Doctor under the Series 1 banner instead. The same applied to the tenders of Eccleston's successors, David Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, and Jodie Whittaker. Whittaker, whatever, I don't care. All of which used series and not seasons terminology, save for when multiple specials aired back to back where neither was used. Previous statements by both the BBC and Davies indicated that I hate when I can't pronounce words, guys. I really hate when I do that. Give me a minute to type this in.
Nkuti Gatwa.
Nkuti Gatwa. Sorry, I really need to learn how to pronounce that. So, Nkuti Gatwa's time in the TARDIS would likewise carry the series tag when he debuts as the 15th Doctor next year, which is 2024, which is 2 months away. Oh. But it now appears this is no longer the plan, if it indeed ever was. In an interview with SFX magazine, Russell T Davies confirmed that the Doctor Who Series 14 will not only mark a return to season terminology, but also restart the shows chronologically from scratch. 2. Next year, Season 1, he said, yes, we're calling it Season 1. So, the New Who era is over. The New Who era ran from 2005 to 2022, so I guess it ended with, David or Jodie? Anyways, Davies added that he expects the Season 1 rebrand to prove controversial with the Doctor Who fanbase, while also indicating he isn't worried about the potential backlash. The showrunner didn't elaborate further on the motivation behind the decision to reposition Series 14 as Season 1, other than to describe it as a way to reset the show, leaving fans to speculate on whether Disney acquiring the rights to air Doctor Who on Disney Plus outside the UK and Ireland was a factor. That said, Davies was somewhat more forthcoming regarding his vision for the Doctor beyond Season 1. Notably, he's confirmed that he's already mapping out Doctor Who Seasons 3 and 4 to follow the 2 seasons headlined by Gatwa already in production. So that's all I can really say about that. So, we need to move on now to the fact that we have some missing Doctor Who episodes. Should I make that into a separate video? No, I'm too far ahead. I'm too deep into this. We're gonna keep talking. And also, we're not talking about the lost episodes yet because we also have to talk about the first Dalek story. So Doctor Who's first Dalek story is getting restored in color. A condensed 75 minutes version of Doctor Who's second ever story, arguably the one that made it an icon, will air on the show's 60th anniversary. Again, Doctor Who came out in like 1963. And I know you're gonna say, but Amy, wasn't there color back then? Okay, but like this, does Circus Boy have color? Well, Circus Boy aired in the 50s. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, I don't even remember when we got I don't even remember when we got color television. All right, I don't even remember. I don't give a shit. So, Doctor Who is set to celebrate its big 60th birthday in a few weeks, but it wouldn't be a party without a few friends, nor a few enemies, because the Daleks are showing up to menace the proceedings in glorious color. The BBC has announced that the Daleks, Doctor Who's second story, the 7-part serial that made the show a smash hit and transformed its goals from an internationally educational program into a sci-fi family adventure, has been remastered in color for a special broadcast on Doctor Who's 60th anniversary on November 23rd. So, that's why everything special is happening in November. It's because Doctor Who came out in November. Well, I don't want to read any more than that. I just have one thing to say about the Doctors. The fact that some of them are still alive is fucking crazy, dude. I know the second Doctor's dead. May he rest in peace. I'm pretty sure some of the other Doctors are dead too, but the fact that some of them are still alive... The first Doctor's still alive. And, Sylvester McCoy. What the fuck? Sorry, it blows my mind. So, we have some lost Doctor Who episodes, and, some of them are being planned for animated restorations, which, I mean, look, it makes 100% of sense, because if they still have the audio, but they don't have most of the footage, they could totally, like, fix that somehow. Also, if they have the script and some of the actors are still alive, they could still work with that and animate that. That's the problem with the monkeys, though, because there's a video I'm going to make soon about talking about this video I saw about lost monkey episodes, and also there's some episodes that never aired, and I feel like the solution to that would be to animate those, but that would be a lot harder considering, one, all of them are dead except for Mickey, and 2, Mickey's old. I don't really think he don't sound, guys, he doesn't sound the same anymore. All right, he's no longer Mickey, who was a man-child. He is now Peepaw. Okay, he Peepaw. But enough talking about Mickey Dolenz. But actually, I'll never talk about Mickey Dolenz episodes. So, I'll just never stop talking about him. Anyways. So, the BBC is preparing to unveil the largest digital archive of Doctor Who episodes in existence. This coincides with the 60th anniversary of the series' first episode. Yet, despite the collection, there are still nearly 100 missing shows from the Doctor's earliest adventures. These lost episodes do not exist in any video format, meaning I don't even know how that's possible. I feel like the lost media people would have found it by now, considering the lost media people, like those people... Number one, they don't really have much to do with their lives. I mean, they do work 9 to 5, don't get me wrong. Otherwise, you wouldn't have found the... What?
I'm in the cabinet, I am complicit in Washington gravel the power and kiss it. If Washington ain't gonna listen to discipline, this is the difference. This kid is out!
Alright, I apologize for that. I have to take a pumpkin out of my room. I found a pumpkin, and I took it home and I named it Peter Pumpkin. I named it after Peter Tork. Anyways, so let's find out how these episodes of Doctor Who were lost. So, the first 2 decades of Doctor Who coincided with lean years for the BBC. The publicly funded television network was under constant pressure to cut costs and keep the expenses down. At the time, it was rare for even popular television series in England to be rerun extensively after the initial broadcast. This was also before video recorders made the home video market possible, much less profitable. As such, the BBC had no reason to hold on to old recordings for the future. So between 1967 and 1978, the monkeys were doing stuff back then. I just wanted to point that out. The master recordings of many great television series were scrapped due to a lack of storage space and blank tape. Doctor Who was not alone in suffering in this regard. For instance, the first 2 seasons of Monty Python's Flying Circus were scheduled for erasure in 1971. I can't speak today. Someone at the BBC contacted the troupe, who dispatched Terry Gilliam to buy the tapes outright. Had this not happened, the Python's earliest works would be lost forever. As of October of this year, 97 of the 256 episodes making up the first 6 seasons of Doctor Who are missing. Originally, 156 of the episodes recorded from 1967 to 1974 were declared lost. Thankfully, many of them have been recovered over the years from private collectors and overseas broadcasters. While all of the original master tapes were erased, many copies on the 16 millimeter, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, film survived. So, how did fans save the legacy of Doctor Who? Also, oh wait, I want to skip this immediately. How some episodes of Doctor Who were restored. How were the lost ones restored? So, the recovered audio tracks have enabled the BBC to restore some of the lost Doctor Who episodes in another way. Pairing the audio with existing production photos, the BBC have released animated versions of many lost episodes. While these animated movies take some liberties with the original action, they do replicate as many of the original shots as possible. As of October of this year, there are no plans for the BBC to try and create animated editions of all of the lost Doctor Who episodes. Despite the fan interest, the DVD collections produced to date have not been bestsellers, given that there is no guarantee that there will ever be a complete set of Doctor Who videos on video, even in animated format. However, the BBC announced that the next Lost episode to be animated will be the 4-part episode that introduced the Celestial Toymaker. Now, this is important because he is going to be in the special with David Tennant, so he has been a long-time Doctor Who villain. How it is. This new video will coincide with the reintroduction of the classic villain in the new Doctor Who series. Given that the BBC seems open to continuing to restore the classic episodes, even if it is not a major cash cow. So we're gonna see all the episodes that are being planned for restoration. So let's see what we got here. The remaining purged Doctor Who episodes. The missing 97 Doctor Who episodes have been a dark shadow hanging over the show for decades. Some episodes and serials have been found through archive fan recordings, but there are still many first, second, and third Doctor Who adventures that were completely or partially erased. The entire Marco Polo, the Mythmakers, the Massacre, and Fury from the Deep serials are completely gone, leaving a mysterious element of the show's history. Yeah, so like, it's kind of hard to watch the show. These reconstructions offer the opportunity for younger viewers to watch these episodes for the first time. Marco Polo is one example of a group of episodes that have been completely reconstructed through animation. Many other serials have enjoyed animated reconstructions of specific episodes. That can be a jarring change for anyone watching the serials, but it allows for the Galaxy 4, the 10th Planet, and the Web of Fear to be viewed in full, something that would otherwise be near completely impossible. Reconstructions of these missing episodes are just another element that sets Doctor Who apart from other shows. The dedicated fan base has worked for decades to rediscover or else reproduce the early missing episodes. It is partially the reason that respect for the classic episodes continues to serve as the foundation for the modern version of the show. The early Doctor Who episodes live on, and they are slowly but surely being restored. Something in my eyeball. Anyways, that was a lot to unpack there. We got a lot of Doctor Who stuff going on. So that was a lot to unpack. Look, everyone keeps telling me, watch Eccleston first. Start with the new Who. And you know what? I'm gonna challenge myself. Maybe in a future video, I'm going to be reviewing Doctor Who's original run from the 60s to the 80s. Why do I gotta listen to you guys? Well, I mean, I should listen to you guys because you're my subscribers, and also, please don't unsubscribe. Please don't unsubscribe. Anyways, next video. Listening to the new Beatles song, and then, I'm blanking out. I'll see you later.